Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz. This is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, July 3rd, and this is the search news we covered at the Search Engine Roundtable over the past week. We got the completion of the Google June 2026 spam update. Google's fraudulent DMCA takedown requests are causing and wreaking havoc on Google search. Google Ads is making a costly budget change for you, and so much more, so you definitely want to stay tuned. And of course, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Bruce Clay. Really sad news. Last Friday, we learned that Bruce Clay sadly passed away in late May. Bruce Clay is somebody who's obviously sponsored this video for many, many years, but he's basically raised the SEO industry to what it is today. He's commonly known as the father of SEO. He's been doing SEO since 1996, and at the age of 78, he sadly passed away. He leaves an amazing company with hundreds of employees behind him, training, SEOtraining.com, his PreWriter.ai, his Bruce Clay agency, all people he's taught and over the many, many years how to do SEO properly. He has educated more people in the SEO community than anybody that I've known. So I believe his teachings in the SEO world will last forever and will continue through next generation of SEO to next generation of SEO since he started this in 1996. Bruce, you'll be sadly missed, but we know you'll live on forever through the wisdom of many SEOs in the future. Thanks for all you have done for the SEO community and all you will continue to do in the future for the SEO community. Okay, so let's get into the SEO news. So Google's June 2026 spam update has now been completed. It actually completed a few hours after I finished recording last week's video. It officially finished on June 26th at around 2 p.m. Eastern. So probably several hours after I completed the video. I did the video around 5, 6 a.m. in the morning, so 2 p.m. Eastern. It lasted just over 2 days. So it was like basically a 2-day rollout. And Google, again, said this is a normal spam update and roll out over multiple languages and locations, for all languages and locations. So if you were hit by this, and a lot of people were hit by this, it seemed like a pretty widespread Google spam update for a spam update. It was a very significant spam update. In fact, it seemed like it started to roll out even earlier. Again, Google will say it did not start earlier, but again, this seemed like a pretty significant Google spam update for a spam update. It took 2 days from June 24th to June 26th. If you saw your site was hit around then, you were probably definitely hit by this update, or almost positively impacted by this update. Not 100% sure, but like 95% sure you're hit by this update. And this is a global update. It wasn't related to links. Google has their own link spam update. This is a spam update, so it's more related to content, other spam techniques that Google lists on their spam policies. So take a look at that, and hopefully you could address any issues. There are almost always false positives, so you may have been hit by accident, and you'll probably have to wait for the next spam update, but it is an issue. Talking about issues, fraudulent DMCA requests, where you could use the Google's Digital Marketing Copyrights Act to go ahead and submit a legal request to remove content. This has been around for over a decade, as far as I know. This has been used to say, hey, this website stole my content and I want you, Google, to remove it, and any other, you can submit it to other places like hosting companies and so forth. So people have been filling out this form for many, many years now, fraudulently, to take down their competitors' content. It's horrible, and it's basically happening all the time now. I'm seeing complaints constantly where people are taking down real content that is copyrighted by the actual owner, and somebody's stealing that content and then submitting a DMCA request on the original owner of the content, and Google's taking it down. It can be taken down for days, for weeks, for months, or more. And it's pretty insane because the Press Gazette, a real publisher, just posted about it this week again. The second time they got content removed for a fake DMCA request. Search Engine Land had this happen last March. Moz had it happen in 2022. The good thing about these big publications is that if it happens, and it gets removed and appealed really quickly. But some people might not even notice. It might go on for months and months until they actually take notice of this. Google, to be fair, did in fact sue a company over weaponizing the DMCA request back in 2023. But honestly, nothing really happened. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And Google supposedly is not doing anything, according to Pedro Diaz. They're doing nothing. They can't do anything. According to Glenn Gabe, this has become a massive issue that a lot of people are noticing as well. There's Charles Floto, who actually posted about he had a conversation with Gary Ish, basically saying there's nothing they could do. It's a legal route. I don't know. This is a really big issue, and I think Google needs to actually step up and take care of this really, really quickly and put in the algorithms that they have supposedly to fix these issues, and hopefully they'll fix it soon. Google's Robbie Stein announced this week that they have improved the AI mode links to recipe results again. He said on X, a new visual treatment making it even easier to discover and visit recipe pages within AI mode. They're now prominent links at the top of responses with useful details and images like creator name, recipe ratings, and a number of ingredients. Yes, this is a big improvement. Really, really cool to see. He actually announced this back in March, but it actually went live this week, supposedly. And Inspired Taste, who's been on top of this, he's a recipe blogger with him and his wife, said it's great, but it's not enough, and there's more to do because Google's still using AI to regenerate the recipes and making mistakes. And you can't make mistakes when you're citing, this is recipes by this brand, and change the recipe, because it's not by that brand when you change the recipe. So we'll probably see more improvements there. Rajan Patel said, we're listening, we're going to keep improving. Thank you, Google. And then Google seems to be rolling out top stories carousels in the AI overview results, which is great. Lily Ray spotted this. You do a search, news stories come up, and a carousel linking to publisher websites are directly in the top stories. I can't replicate this anymore. I replicated it last Friday, actually, but I can't replicate this anymore. Hopefully this will stick around, but we'll see. Hopefully more ways to get like these chips of cards in the AI responses directly to publishers will generate more clicks to publishers, which I think is great. Also, Lily Ray spotted that Google's AI overviews are mistakenly, I guess, showing snippets from Markdown files. So if you overlay over some of these link cards in the AI overviews or AI mode, and you'll see like it has a snippet. The snippet, in some cases, is actually showing the Markdown file snippets. And John Mueller basically said this is unexpected behavior. It shouldn't be happening. It's probably just the first thing that Google's crawling. And it's just content that Google's crawling on the web. Again, it's nothing that they treated any differently. It's just that it's showing that as a snippet in some cases. It's unexpected. It probably won't happen in the future. But again, this is not really proof that Google uses Markdown files or LLTXT files to do anything special with it. It's just another piece of content on the web that Google's processing and so forth. Google also announced this week that they are changing the way behavior works when you click on an AMP page through Google search. So instead of taking you to the Google cached version of that archive version of that page, where Google actually serves up the page, Google's going to send you directly to the publisher hosted page without you doing anything specific. You don't have to do sign exchanges or anything. Google's just going to take you to that publisher hosted AMP page. Google updated a bunch of their documentation around this and basically said, starting today, we're updating how we connect users to AMP pages from search, taking them directly to the AMP host page. Google spokesperson actually sent me that statement before it actually was announced. And Google made a bunch of changes around that and so forth. So definitely take a look at that documentation. I'm hoping most of you don't use AMP pages anymore, but does also affect web stories and so forth. So keep that in mind. Google Search Console had its first data bug for the performance report, specifically with the generative AI performance reports. And this specifically affects Discover reports, one, the Discover performance report, and two, the Discover AI performance report. And this happened on June 24th, where you may see a decrease in clicks and impressions for the main Discover performance report, and you may see a decrease in impressions, because Google doesn't have click data, for the AI performance report specifically for Discover. That seems to be a logging error. Google is not getting that data back, but on June 24th, you may have seen that. Google's head of search VP, Liz Reid, did a really great interview with Jason Howell and Jeff Jarvis at the AI Inside podcast. And they asked a bunch of questions, but basically one thing that stood out to me that pretty much everybody who watches the video is going to laugh at, she said, we really do want great content to shine in Google search. They want to continue to connect people to that great content. So she's basically saying, write great content, we want your content, etc. And Google's going to figure out a way to drive people to your pages. She talked about how publishers needs to continue to innovate in the formats people want, video versus content. AI overviews are not a substitute for the 10-minute article. Publishers should produce content where they shine. Some people add paywalls to their web content, and they wonder why their traffic is going down. Well, they have a paywall. Of course it's going to go down, she goes through. And she talked a lot about other things. I'm not going to go through all of them. I have a whole list of stuff and notes on that, which I posted on June 29th at SARoundtable.com, so definitely take a look at that. Bing Webmaster Tools supposedly continuously backfills their data. Glenn Game noticed that on June 1st, the AI performance report within Bing saw a significant uptick across multiple publishers that he's tracking. And he's like, why? Was there some type of data correction? And Krishna from Bing basically said, this is just regular data backfilling, no anomalies here. And we're like, what? What do you mean normal data backfilling? And he goes on to basically say that we continuously backfill data. It's not a question of completeness. It's just the run-of-the-mill data processing pipeline artifact. So basically, Bing is constantly backfilling data into Bing Webmaster Tools, and this is normal. So you have to keep looking at the report to make sure everything is good. But if you did see a jump in data from June 1st on the AI performance report in Bing, a lot of people are noticing that as well. And then I posted the Google Webmaster report for July 2026, basically where I sum up the whole entire past month, or month of June, in this July report. So definitely take a look at that. Obviously, the June spam update was the big thing, lots of Google ranking updates and so forth. So definitely take a look at that report. I'm not going to go through the whole thing here, but I posted about it, I think, on July 2nd at SERoundtable.com. Google's local reviews are going missing for lots and lots of local businesses. So Google Business Profile local reviews are just going missing. It seems like there's fraudulent activity happening across multiple business profiles over the past week, and then they see what happens is all their reviews are going missing, and then no new reviews they're suspended. They can't get new reviews to their account. Google is aware of this. They sent a statement. They said they are investigating this. They actually emailed us this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, basically saying they are investigating this. This is a story I posted just this morning, but a big hat tip to Amy Toman, who got the Google Business Profile team to actually investigate, as well as the press team at Google, Claudia Tominia, and Jason Brown for being on top of this as well. Google Trends added a new feature where you can actually go ahead and see trend comparisons over a previous period. So if you want to compare, it's like, say I want to plot the interest of the topic of SEO over the past year. Then Google's giving you the ability to click previous period. It will show you the previous year over that. Or if you do 3 months, we'll do 3 months and so forth. Really nice little feature there with Google Trends, so definitely take a look at that. Google Ads, as we covered back on June 15th, sent out an email basically saying there's changes coming to bidding for campaigns limited by budget. This is something we covered around the target CPA and target ROAS changes. On August 17th, some big changes are coming with bidding that's going to end up costing you more money. Greg Finn covered this in detail yesterday, also on June 15th on It's New. But again, starting August 17th, Google is updating its bidding system to deliver a more predictable campaign performance. This update applies to both search, shopping, performance max, demand gen campaigns that use target-based bid strategies like target CPA and target ROAS. What's going to happen is if you set your bid, let's say your actual CPA performance to $5, campaigns will deliver more closely to $10 starting August 17th. It's basically potentially going to double what your spend is, which is insane. But Google's saying this is for better, more targeted performance. It's just crazy. Again, we knew this was coming 15 days ago. Now Google sent out emails about this, and it's coming really soon. So be prepared for this because it's going to cost you a lot more money if you're using target bidding like target ROAS and target CPA. Then Google decided to test on Google Ads AI-generated summaries directly into snippets. This is spotted by Darcy Burke, who posted this on X. Here's a screenshot of that. And Google finally responded basically saying, this is an update, a small experiment to see if adding AI-generated context to search ads helps people make more informed decisions. Meanwhile, Darcy Burke looks at one of these ads and said, so we're going to search for like mini skid steer, and it was like, basically gives a response basically saying, this company, Direct, offers mini skid steer equipment, which may have lower lift capacity than larger heavy-duty machines. And that's obviously like, duh, of course a mini version is going to have less capacity than a larger version of it. Just interesting. Again, hopefully this actually gives searchers a better way of clicking on ads, but it seems like advertisers are really not a fan of this. Talking about AI-generated content, Google AdSense announced that their ad intent ad units will use Gemini to insert AI-generated content within them. Google announced when a user interacts with an ad intent on your page, the dialog contains content generated by Gemini in addition to display ads. And based on their tests, they show that Gemini-generated content in dialog improves the user experience and can help increase your earnings. This is wild. Again, I don't see a way of turning this off. Bruno spotted this and showed examples of this, but I see no way of actually turning off these AI-generated content snippets. Again, just wild which direction it's going, which is not surprising, but it's still concerning. Google Ads for Performance Max has a new channel diagnostic screen, which could be found under the campaign performance, channel performance under Insights and Reports. This is spotted by Alexis who said you would be able to learn what assets you are missing or what assets you're not accepted and not improve the campaign straight from there. Should be interesting as this rolls out to others. Not everybody is seeing this yet. And then Google's also testing in ads the ability to a little icon that says open in a new window. This is provided by Sachin Patel. This little icon that says open in a new window, you click on it, it would actually open in a new window instead of keeping you in the same tab. Also news is that you can now unsubscribe from those pesky Google ad expert booking calls, where Google will email you through a third party basically saying, hey, book a call with our ad expert to help you improve your campaign. This is actually coming from a third party, but it actually looks like it's coming from Google, and it's compliant with Google. But people have been complaining about this advertisers have been complaining about this since 2005. We covered this many, many times over the years. Google said they are going to work on fixing this in 2022, and now we have an unsubscribe link. So hopefully this will lead to less Googlers calling, or Google ad experts calling you, basically calling your clients and trying to steal your clients from you. Microsoft advertising for Performance Max has new experiment beta types available for you. This is announced by Nava Hopkins. So if you're using Microsoft advertising, take out these new beta experiments, which could help you try new experiments and see if they actually improve your campaigns. ChatGPT seems to have dropped the sponsor label for a new ad label. This is something that out of the Google playbooks. Brody Clark spotted this, posted this on SERP Alerts, and you can see now there's an ad label as opposed to a sponsored label on the ads themselves. Other big industry news is that Fabrice Canel is retiring after almost 30 years of service for Microsoft. He worked on the Microsoft Bing team. He was responsible and owned all basically process from end to end for crawling, URL discovery, content selection, content processing, basically indexing across Bing search. He was responsible for things like Index Now, instrumental for Bing Webmaster tools, and other things around that. It basically marks his almost 30 years at Microsoft, and he decided to take the Microsoft retirement package at this point, the voluntary retirement program. And he said, I'm going to take some time off, I believe, but he probably will, hopefully he will be back and contributing to the SEO industry in the future. Fabrice is an icon, a legend in the industry. It's fundamental. Bing is a massive search engine, and he came to so many conferences speaking, wrote so many blog posts and articles, and of course, helped so many webmasters and SEOs over the years. So thank you, Fabrice, for all you contribute to the industry, and we're looking forward to more contributions in the near future. Enjoy your retirement. And then, like I said in the intro, Bruce Clay sadly lost his life late May. Again, his contributions to this SEO industry have been insurmountable, and there's nobody who was like him. He sponsored the first SEO conference in the world. He's contributed so much money and time and his resources to building the SEO community into what it is today. Obviously, he has his agency, Bruce Clay, which he taught so many people. He has his SEOtraining.com, which he taught so many people about SEO. He's done so much for the industry, and so many people have learned about SEO through him and his knowledge. Obviously, those contributions will live on for many, many years to come, not just through Bruce Clay, Inc., but also through everybody he's taught over the years at conferences, at his SEOtraining.com, and so much more. It's sad to hear about his loss, but I know his contributions will live on forever. And thank you so much again, Bruce Clay, for sponsoring. Thank you for all you've done, and everyone have a safe, healthy July 4th weekend. Bye-bye.